Hey my friends, what's going on? Keder here on a beautiful day, my friend. I'm gonna make a video today in the car, okay? This is gonna be one of those videos you need to have the stomach to watch it, because it's gonna be totally against what a lot of people believe, right? What a lot of mindset believe. So if you're gonna watch this video, I'm gonna warn you, okay? I'm gonna warn you. Totally different than what is expected, okay? Than what is expected. So this is my own opinion and opinion of a lot of entrepreneurs, right? So I'm just coming from church here, and I was giving advice to some of my youngsters, young generation, who's trying to decide whether they should go to entrepreneurship, or who's trying to decide whether they should keep going to school. Some of them are going to college. So they wanted to know my opinion. Keder, how do you feel, man? Like, you know, I see what you're doing on the internet. I see what you're doing. You're helping people on the internet. You're helping people online. How do you feel about me building a business online? Or should I keep going to school? Or should I keep doing what I do? So that's my opinion, okay? Now, I'm not an advocate for school, right? I went to school. I paid my dues, right? Got a bunch of student loan, right? You know, I paid my dues and crazy. I've been in school for my whole crazy life, and if you ask me what I have to show for it, nothing. A couple of degrees and stuff that I put on my board, a couple of papers and stuff. But as far as income-wise, I don't think I've made a red cent. I'm one of those unlucky ones. And if you have conversation with a lot of people, you'll find there's a lot of unlucky people out there who's just stuck with a bunch of loans. And then I know a lot of people from the system will say, hey, Keder, you should have known better. You shouldn't have taken the loan, and if you knew that you wasn't going to finish, or if you knew that you wasn't going to get a job, or if you knew that wasn't the case. But in the beginning, when you as a student, you're going to go to college, you finish high school, you're excited, you're in the crowd, you throw in your little hat, you know, your graduation day, and you start getting all those letters in the mail of colleges trying to recruit you, you know, and you go over there, you don't have a scholarship. Maybe you wasn't a A student, you wasn't a B student, you was just an average person, just like me. You was just a C student, and you went to college, and now you stuck with a bunch of loans, right? Because you got to pay for your classes. Come to figure out, hey, it ain't free, right? It ain't free. You got to pay for them. And the expectation is like, you know, after I'm done, I might get a job, you know, and look around you. Like, look around you. How many of your friends? So it's time to get real, man. Like I said, some of you might not be able to digest this video because you still live in the old days. You're still on that mindset, hey, you know what? You got to go to school for this. You got to go to school. It's not everything that can be taught on the internet. It's not everything that's entrepreneurship, you know. Now, we're not talking about entrepreneurship. Here's the deal. Here's what I want to convey in this video. I think that parents of today's, school of today's, society of nowadays, they need to teach our kids. They need to teach the next generation. We need to teach people how to take opportunity. And I'm kind of pissed off in this video because a lot of people don't teach these things to our kids, right? We've been lied to. Like a lot of generation, we've been lied to. We don't understand opportunity. Everybody thinks that, yo, I gotta go to school, get a career, get a degree, and then everything will be fine. Get good grades, and then trying to get this corporate job and then move up the ladder. Although that might work for just the slim amount of people, but what happened to the rest of the other people? That they feel like they nothing. They feel like they can't pass the classes. They go to class, they go to the math class, and they figure out they gotta take a bunch of tests, and they hate math. And they can't study this stuff, and they get B's, and they get C's, and they get F in their classes, and they fail. What happened to those people, man? What about those people that has a genius mind, but they suck at biology, and therefore they could not pass their classes, they could not make the MCAT, they could not go to medical school? And there are people that dreams fall down the drain. Why? Because they don't understand opportunity. They don't understand that, hey, you know what? Everybody stays in a box. Society teaches to be in the box, but yet they reward the people who steps out of the box. The people who steps out and they make something great out of themselves, who has mentors, who follow greatness, and they explode. They do something that society has not seen. They praise those people, and they give them the best out of life. Why? Like I'm talking to you right now, 95% of people don't succeed. 95% of people don't succeed in school. Like some of them graduate. They graduate, and the funny thing, you're in a classroom, the teacher that's teaching you those classes, the teacher that's teaching you, you know, economics, they're teaching you physics, they're teaching you science, they gotta get a second job to make the mortgage. You gotta get a second job to take care of their family. You know, I'm not against hard work. I'm not against, hey, you gotta work hard to take care of your family. You gotta work hard to take care of your needs. I'm not against that, but I'm totally against that people that are teaching you to be successful aren't. They thriving every single day. Those people, they can't even provide the best for their kids. They can't go on vacation whenever they want. They can't provide the best for their kids. They trying to make ends meet. Again, some of you will come back with that comeback. Hey, it is their responsibility, right? I totally get that. I totally understand that. But what I'm saying, right? I'm kind of pissed off in this video, as you can tell. Like some of you that's watching this video, like I said, if you don't have the stomach, you don't have the heart, you still believe in the old days, this might not be the video for you to watch. But I'm talking about for my youngsters of today, right? For the people of today's and this generation, you must understand that just going to school is not gonna save you. Life is gonna happen. It does not prepare you for life. How do you get the same blueprint for everybody when our situations are different? Me and you got a different life. Why my blueprint will work for you, it works for everybody. School creates the same thing for everybody to go through. Now, here's the deal. Yeah, I don't mind if you're going to school, you're trying to get a degree, you're trying to get where you want to get to. But I'm saying get mentors. Okay, get mentors. People, okay, I want you to think about your ultimate life. Your ultimate goal, the ultimate life. What do you want it to look like? If you want to go to school and become an architect, and you say, hey, you know what? I want to have houses. I want to have different houses. I want to renovate those houses. I want to flip them. You know, I want to use my architecture skills to flip houses to help other people. If that's your ultimate goal, you want to build an empire. I want you to start looking at the people right now, not your classroom teacher. These people, they just reading from a book. Why would I go to class just to get someone who reads from a book, that tests me every other week, that prepare the test, that everybody takes the same test? Everybody takes the same test that I could have prepared for myself. You know, all you're doing is storage of information. It's crazy how I feel like school, there's so much information storage, which is nonsense. It's nonsense, man. We store so much information that I feel like we become a bunch of libraries working around. Like if I want to learn how to do physics, I can go to the library and pick up a book. But yet you go to school, you spend 3, 4, 5 hours of your day learn physics, which you're never gonna use. Never gonna use. Why? Because I didn't use them. I learned the physics, I learned the psychology, I learned the biology, I learned all this craziness. I'm not using none of them. Welcome to real life. You can feed your kids with physics? Are you gonna feed your kids with the classes that means nothing to you? Huh? Some of you tell me in the comments down below, how many classes have you taken? Physics, biology. Can you feed your kids with them? I'm pissed. I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off. And you know, crazy thing, can you feed your kids? I know some people, you might be a teacher, you're watching this thing, and you might feel like, okay, this guy, he's pissed. I'm pissed off, okay? I'm pissed off because of the fact that we're not telling our kids the truth. And these are the things that I'm going to be telling my daughters. Okay, open your eyes to opportunity. We don't teach them how to take opportunity because they so heads down in the book. We tell them if you're not a doctor, you're not a lawyer, you're not a teacher, you're nothing. You know, if if you didn't make it to high school, or you didn't, you're not an A student, you're nothing. You can become, your life can sum up to nothing because you're not good at math. I'm not supposed to be good at every subject. I see all those people who's valedictorian, they have, A's in all the classes. They know everything. Look at those people's life 10 years after high school, 10 years after college. Where are they? Yeah, some of them, some of them ended up making it, working for a corporate office or whatever. But ask them of their lives. How do they feel? What is the case, man? It's like, come on, man. You don't have to be the best in order for you to create something best for this world, right? And you need to understand opportunities. Okay, understand opportunities. When you understand this word opportunities, you understand that the opportunity of back in the days, the world is changing. Opportunity comes with change. Okay, when there's a change that happens, there's an opportunity that is created. Okay, you must understand that as a youngster growing. I wish someone would have told me that when I was in high school. If you're watching this video, you're in your young days, whether you're 20, whether you're 30, whether you're 40, whether you're 50, it doesn't matter to me. As long as the spirit is young to me, you are young. You are young. It doesn't matter of the age that you are. If you keep your mind young, if you keep your mind open to learning, and I feel like a lot of us become old even way before we get older, because we stop learning. See, the youngster's mind, the young mind, always stay focused on learning, always stay focused on growing. That's how you're young to me. It's not because you're 50 and you're watching this video and you're old. No, if you're watching this video, you're hungry for knowledge, you're hungry for information, you're up to date, you innovative, like you stay with the society, you stay to see what's coming up, right? You have a young mind, you're learning, you learn how to take opportunities. It's crazy. We need to teach our kids opportunities. We need to teach our kids how to take them. We need to teach our kids the value of money. What is real money? What is real value? What is real knowledge? What really makes a difference in the world? How can their gift, who they are, whatever that God places inside of them, the essence, the true essence, how does that can impact the world? And I don't care if you're from the ghetto, I don't care where you are watching this video, you got something right inside of you that you know, burning desire that I can make a difference. And I don't care if you failed your biology class 20, 100 times, and that sometimes we worth our worth because we failed a class, or because we wasn't the first, or we didn't get an A in that class, we didn't get a B, and we put our whole worth onto just one class, onto just one thing. How is that possible, man? I am pissed off. I'm not pissed off of my student loan because I'm paying them now. I'm paying them because I can make my own income. I can make my own money. I understand my worth, right? While the other person who did not finish college, who can't get a degree, who's working at McDonald's, think that their life, that's what it is. That's what it is. They cannot grow until they go back to get a degree, until they go back and get more student loan, until they go back to what society is expected of them. What can you do of your life right now? How can you increase your value right now? What is your goals, your dreams, your vision? Why are you doing this stuff for? What's your why? These things that matters in life. What's your grind? What's your motivation? What's your passion? What do you want truly? These things that truly matters that we don't speak about. These things that your teachers in your classroom don't speak about, can't give you because they themselves. Where are these things? What do you do of these things, man? How do you keep going? How do you keep moving? How do you keep going when life happens? Crazy. Life happens. A lot of you don't believe that life happens. You think it's going to be cruising. They tell you you're going to be graduating in 4 years. Then life happens. Let me give you some category of life happens, right? Life happens. You don't get into the school that you wanted to get to. You get kicked back a year. You get kicked back from the class, or you did not pass that class because you don't know everything. Because your mind don't like physics, don't like science. You only like literature. You only like this other thing. Now you have to stay back another year. The teacher don't like you in the class and say, hey, you're not going to move on. And they hold you back. Life happened. You got a girl pregnant, or you got pregnant by some random dude that's not in love with you. Now you want to keep the baby. Life happens. Now how do you move forward? What's the blueprint for this? How's my life not worth it now just because life happens? Life happened. I can't pay this class. Now I have to be held back. I don't have the money and I'm not qualified for this loan. I'm not qualified because my parents are making a little bit too much than what's required of the states, and now I cannot fill out the application in order for me to get into school. What happened? I gotta stay back another 3, 4, 5 years. I gotta go get a job now and work a minimum wage job when my vision is a lot bigger, when I want something a lot stronger than that. What happened? What happens then to those people? Still believe that, hey, I'm not worth it. Still believe that I can't do it. What happened with the people? Their mindset is jacked off, right? It's crazy. Like, they're good at doing math, you're good at doing the thing, but you don't have no endurance. You don't have no endurance to create something powerful, to create something amazing. What happened to those people, man? Learn how to take opportunity. Learn life. You're being lied to for so many years, man. Teach your kids. I'm gonna teach mine. I know, like I said, this video, I want you to have a strong stomach to digest it. Probably not the average video I usually do, but this is speaking the truth. And if you agree with me, you can leave a comment down below, because I know a lot of people that's been wrong, man. That's been wrong. It's been wrong. The expectations, the lies, that's been wrong. And they felt like, I'm not just talking about, a lot of people, they feel like they are nothing. They feel like they are nothing, man. Just because, man. Just because you couldn't make it in class. Just because you couldn't pass this class. And now, this is what you got to deal with. But, guys, opportunity. Learn. This is what I told them. Hey, you gotta learn how to take opportunities, okay? Because here's the deal. Back in the day, understand money. Understand what riches, what wealth is. I read the Bible. I don't know if you read the Bible. There's people like Abraham in the Bible. Like, some of you are still living in the 1920s. Like, some of our parents, they are so old school. Some of our, our community, some of our people, they are so old school. They still living in the 1920s when the requirement was, go get a job, go to school, become a doctor, become something important in society. And that's how you're gonna make a living, okay? Now, I want you to check around you. Everything evolved, right? Everything evolved. So why your thinking is not evolving, right? Your cars that you used to drive in the 1920s, they don't look the same now. They look totally different. The airplane in the 1950s, they look totally different than now, right? Right now, everything is evolving. But why our teaching? Why our thinking? Why that is not evolving? Why, if you're gonna survive in a new world, in a new society, you're a new kid, new generation, I want you to understand that your thinking has to evolve. You have to evolve as a person. Okay, you gotta grow to the next level. Okay, so what I was telling them is, okay, back in the days, you're in a classroom. The classroom looked the same. You have a teacher teaching you the stuff. It's the same nowadays. Things haven't evolved, except maybe we have computers. Maybe we have better computers, better ways to transfer information. But the system stays the same. Everything stays the same. So how do you go past that? How do you evolve now in a new generation, in a new society, to make yourself understand that you're worth something? So back to the Bible, right? Back to the Bible, back in the days, right? If you read the Bible like I do, like Abraham, the way that he was a rich man, you look at Abraham, you look at David, you look at Solomon. Back in the days, like, you would be rich if you have a bunch of cows, you have a bunch of goats, you have a bunch of chickens, you have a bunch of, animals, and then you got some gold, you got some metal, you got some silver, you got some stuff. But that was considered as a rich man. When the Bible's talking about a rich man in that society, it talks about that, right? A wealthy person or someone God has blessed and grow. Now, I want you to understand, in this generation, can I take a bunch of goats and can I buy a bunch of goats and just say, oh, I'm wealthy, or I'm blessed, I'm rich, whatever words that you want to use for that? Heck no, it ain't gonna work. That ain't the seventh year of, seventh generation. That's a new world, baby. You gotta understand now, right? Currency. You gotta understand this concept. You gotta understand knowledge. The knowledge stays the same, right? The vehicle might change. The currency might change. But the knowledge that I'm sharing with you right now, it's been those knowledge that those old people that make something of themselves, that came from nothing to become something. These are the knowledge that those people have. The average to become the best, to work on themselves and understand that hard work, working on themselves. That's what's gonna make the difference. Okay? I know when I drive on the highway, guys, it's hard for you guys to hear me. I left my body mic again. But anyway, I'm gonna cut this video short because I'm pissed off. And if you watch this video, you got some value. Even when I'm pissed off, I can give you guys some value and help yourself take yourself to the next level. If you do got value, please like this video, share it with a friend. Comment, let me know what you think down below. I know I probably wasn't thinking clearly. I was a little bit emotional, a little bit in my feelings, but because I care about the new generation, I care about you that's watching, and I don't want you to make the same mistakes that our parents, our old generation, and to make. So if you do find value in this video, please like and share, leave a comment below, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think down below. And also subscribe to the channel. Tell a friend about it. That was Keder with my love and appreciation for you. Have yourself a great day. I believe in you, and I don't care where you came from. I don't care what country you're in. I don't care where you're watching this video. I want you to understand that. Learn how to take opportunities. And when you do, it doesn't matter where you are in the world. It doesn't matter if you're in a poor country. It doesn't matter if you're in a rich country. It doesn't matter if you're in a wealthy country. Learn how to take opportunities, because there's opportunities around you. Open your mind. Open your mind to the opportunity that's around you. And when you learn how to take opportunity, you can change your life around. All right? That was Keder. Appreciate you. I'll see you guys later. Bye.